A woman returns home from her morning workout to find her suburban street filled with flashing lights and yellow crime tape. Within seconds of stepping out of her car, police tell her that her husband has been murdered. She collapses sobbing into a detective's arms. While the world sees a grieving victim, the police see a suspect. The entire crime scene, the tape, the sirens, and the news of the death was actually a massive police setup to uncover the truth. This is the story of Dalia Dippolito and the moment reality and deception collided on camera. August 5th, 2009. Just before sunrise, 26-year-old Dalia Dippolito stepped out of her townhouse in Boynton Beach, Florida, and headed to the gym. She had recently started taking fitness seriously, and the gym was barely 2 kilometers away. To the neighbors, Dalia was a young bride, settling into a conventional routine. But her past was far from ordinary. Before her marriage, she had worked as a high-end escort, often operating under different names. Now she presented herself as someone trying to move on from that world, playing the role of the devoted wife. Her husband, 38-year-old Michael Dippolito, was no stranger to the law either. He was a convicted con man, currently on probation for a massive fraud case. The two had met just a year earlier in 2008 through a call-out where Michael hired Dalia as an escort. Michael was instantly captivated. He saw Dalia as a reformed girl who needed saving, and he was happy to support her in starting over. The bond grew with intense speed. Michael divorced his first wife to be with her, and in February 2009, just 5 days after his divorce was finalized, he and Dalia were married. They moved into a townhouse in Boynton Beach, but the honeymoon phase didn't last long. Behind closed doors, Dalia had already started taking control of Michael's life. She convinced him to put the house in her name and allegedly took $100,000 from his savings. By the time they had been married for 6 months, Dalia owned the house, and she had the money, but she wasn't satisfied. She wanted Michael out of her life completely. But instead of asking for a divorce, which might lead to a messy legal battle, she began looking for other ways to get rid of him. First, she tried to send him back to prison. She put a bag of drugs in his car and made an anonymous call to the police. She is believed to have done this twice. Once, while they were at home, and another time when they had gone out. For someone on probation like Michael, that could have sent him to prison for a long time. But both times the plan failed. The police searched the car and found nothing. Then she tried something even more serious. She put chemicals in his iced tea to poison him. But when Michael took a sip, he noticed a strong smell and immediately spat it out. When everything failed, she reached out to an ex-boyfriend named Mohammed Shahada. She lied to him, claiming that Michael was abusive. Then she asked him if he knew anyone who could kill her husband. A few days after this, Dalia went to meet a professional hitman.
That's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Robbery went bad.
Inside the car, she was calm. Without any hesitation, she handed over a photo of Michael and $1,200 in cash for travel and to get a weapon. She even shared Michael's schedule, explaining when he would be alone.
Our door's always unlocked. When going to the gym, yeah. I mean, if I go tomorrow, it's not going to look weird or anything.
Okay.
The man paused. He wanted to be clear. Once it was done, there was no going back. He asked her directly if she was sure. Dalia looked at him and said,
I'm positive, like 5,000% sure, like.
Okay.
She left the meeting believing everything was set, that she had just arranged the perfect plan. Going back to August 5th, when Dalia arrived home from the gym, she saw what she had been expecting: yellow tape, flashing lights, detectives. A Boynton Beach police sergeant told her that Michael had been killed. Cameras were rolling. Dalia broke down immediately. She cried loudly and leaned on the officers for support. To anyone watching, She looked like a shocked and heartbroken wife. She asked to go inside and see Michael, but the police refused. They told her the house was a fresh crime scene and she couldn't enter. Soon after, they asked her to come to the station to give a statement. They told her she was the closest person to Michael and could help them find the killer. At the station, Dalia sat in an interrogation room for hours. She wiped her tears and told detectives how much she loved Michael, describing their marriage as happy and normal. The police treated her like a witness, not a suspect. They asked about Michael's past, his enemies, his business dealings, anyone who might want him dead. Dalia stayed consistent. She pointed to Michael's past, suggesting that someone from his old life could be responsible. Then the police told her they had caught a suspect. They brought in a man she recognized immediately, the same man she had met just days earlier. He was being introduced as a killer they had just arrested. Dalia looked at him and said nothing. She acted like she had never seen him before. She believed she was still in control. She had no idea what was coming next. As soon as the man left the room, the lead detective leaned forward. The tone changed. He looked Dalia in the eyes and told her the truth.
You're going to jail today for solicitation of murder. You're under arrest.
The man she had just seen wasn't a hitman. He was an undercover police officer. There was no murder, no crime scene, and Michael was not dead. Days earlier, when Dalia reached out to her ex-boyfriend, Mohammed Shahada, to find a killer, she believed he would help her. But Mohammed panicked. He realized she was serious. Instead of helping her, he went straight to the police and told them everything. From that moment, the police took over. They set up a plan. An undercover officer posed as a hitman, and they created a fake crime scene to trap her. The detective told her that everything had been recorded. The meeting in the car, the money, the instructions. They had it all on video and audio, including the moment she said she was 5,000% sure. Cameras earlier at the crime scene weren't just for the local news. They were from the hit TV show Cops. The police had allowed a professional television crew to document every single moment of her reaction, from her emotional reaction in the street to her lies in the interrogation room. Dalia went silent. The story she had been telling all morning fell apart. Then the detective looked toward the door and signaled for someone to come in. The door opened, and Michael walked into the room. Dalia froze. She didn't react like a relieved wife. She didn't run to him or hug him. Instead, she looked away, unable to even meet his eyes. Michael stood there, silent. He didn't need to say anything. Dalia started crying, shaking her head and repeating, "I didn't do anything."
Why not? I didn't do anything to you. Mike, come here, please.
But the evidence was already there. The police arrested Dalia right then and there. She was charged with solicitation to commit first-degree murder. In 2011, 2 years after her arrest, Dalia went on trial. The evidence was clear. The police had her on tape. The jury found her guilty, and she was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
I'm sentencing you to 20 years in the Department of Corrections.
But the case wasn't over. 3 years later, her conviction was thrown out on a technical issue. She was released from prison, but was placed under house arrest while waiting for a new trial. After 5 years, in 2016, her second trial began. This time, her defense made a shocking claim. Her lawyers argued that the entire hitman plot was a stunt. She claimed she and Michael were acting out a script to get a reality TV deal and become famous. She even called Mohammed Shahada a liar in court. But the jury couldn't agree, leading to a mistrial. Dalia walked out again under house arrest, still not convicted. In 2017, they took her to court for a third time. This time, the focus was on the video evidence. Michael was also brought back to testify. It took the jury only 90 minutes to reach a decision. They found her guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and the judge sentenced her to 16 years in state prison. Since 2017, Dalia has been serving her sentence at the Lowell Correctional Institution. She is expected to remain in prison until 2032. While the details of this case are disturbing, the outcome came down to key decisions. Muhammad Shahada chose to go to the police instead of getting involved. That decision set everything in motion. The Boynton Beach police then built a controlled operation, gathering clear evidence without anyone being harmed. Even after multiple trials and delays, the case stayed focused on the evidence. In the end, that is what decided the outcome. If you found this case interesting, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more true crime stories. Thanks for watching.